On the cold, dark night of February 8, 1904, Russia's Pacific Fleet lay anchored at Port Arthur, confident in its security. But as the moon vanished behind clouds, Japanese torpedo boats crept silently across the waves. Their mission: cripple the Russian fleet before war was even declared. Under Admiral Togo, the Japanese destroyers closed in, relying on surprise and the new technology of self-propelled torpedoes. Suddenly, explosions shattered the night. Torpedoes struck the battleships Cesarevich Retvizan and the cruiser Pallada. Panic erupted, alarms blared as Russian sailors scrambled, but the damage was done. The Japanese vanished into the darkness, leaving chaos and burning wreckage behind. The Russo-Japanese War had begun, not with a declaration, but with a stunning attack. Though the Russian fleet wasn't sunk, key ships were damaged and the rest trapped in harbor. Japan seized the initiative from the very start. The world was shocked. Japan, once isolated and feudal, had struck a blow against a European empire. The attack previewed a new era of warfare, where surprise, technology, and audacity could topple giants. The 20th century's brutal realities had arrived. Port Arthur's surprise was just the beginning. To understand the attack, look to Northeast Asia at the dawn of the 20th century. Two empires, Russia and Japan, were on a collision course over Korea and Manchuria. Russia, vast and powerful, sought a warm water port and pushed eastward for resources and influence. Japan, transformed by the Meiji Restoration, modernized rapidly and built a formidable military. Both eyed Korea and Manchuria as vital for security and growth. After defeating China in 1895, Japan was forced by Russia and others to give up its gains, a humiliation that fueled resentment. Russia underestimated Japan, refusing to negotiate and pushing deeper into Korea. Japan's leaders believed war was the only way to secure their future as a great power. The conflict was about more than territory. It was a clash of ambitions and visions for Asia. War was inevitable. Japan's military in 1904 was a model of rapid modernization. Its army, inspired by Germany, was disciplined, professional, and fiercely patriotic. The Navy, built on British principles, boasted modern ships, relentless training, and brilliant leaders like Admiral Togo. Japan's forces were smaller, but modern, well-led, and close to home. Russia's military, though massive on paper, was plagued by poor leadership, corruption, and outdated equipment. Russian soldiers were brave, but often ill-trained and far from home, led by feuding generals. The biggest Russian weakness was logistics. The unfinished Trans-Siberian Railway bottlenecked reinforcements and supplies. For every Japanese soldier easily ferried across the sea, Russia struggled to move men and material across a continent. The war would pit quality and innovation against sheer numbers and distance. Russia's size was its own worst enemy. The stage was set for a clash that would test both armies to their limits. Modernity would face tradition and distance. After Port Arthur, the war shifted to land. In April 1904, Japan's First Army prepared to cross the Yalu River into Manchuria, facing Russian forces dug in on the far bank. The Russians believed their defenses were unbreakable, but the Japanese used deception. While some troops fainted at the front, the main force secretly crossed upstream at night. The Russians were caught off guard, attacked from the flank and rear. Japanese infantry, coordinated with artillery, advanced relentlessly. Russian lines collapsed. Retreat turned to rout. The Battle of the Yalu River was a decisive Japanese victory, the first time an Asian army defeated a European one in modern battle. The myth of European invincibility was shattered. The world took notice. Japan's tactics and morale had changed the game. As Japanese armies advanced, Port Arthur became the site of a brutal siege. The fortress, ringed with forts and trenches, was commanded by General Stessel, determined to hold at any cost. Japanese assaults in August 1904 met with devastating machine gun and artillery fire. Thousands fell in minutes. Realizing frontal attacks were futile, the Japanese dug trenches and tunnels, inching closer under constant fire. The key was 203-meter hill, overlooking the harbor and Russian fleet. Months of savage hand-to-hand fighting ensued for this high ground. In December, after horrific losses, the Japanese finally captured the hill. From there, Their artillery destroyed the trapped Russian fleet. With the fleet gone, the Russian garrison surrendered in January 1905. The siege cost Japan nearly 60,000 casualties, a grim preview of World War I's trench warfare. Courage alone was no match for modern firepower. The world saw the future of war in the mud and blood of Port Arthur. The price of victory was staggering. With Port Arthur fallen, both sides massed huge armies near Mukden for a decisive clash. Over 600,000 men faced off in the largest land battle yet seen. Russian General Kuropatkin, with more men and artillery, dug in and waited. Japanese Marshal Oyama, knowing he couldn't win a war of attrition, planned a massive flanking maneuver. The battle raged for over 2 weeks in freezing conditions. Trenches, artillery, and chaos everywhere. Logistics became as important as tactics. Both sides struggled to supply their armies. General Nogi's flanking march succeeded, threatening to encircle the Russians. Kuropatkin panicked and ordered a retreat, which quickly turned chaotic. The Japanese pursued, inflicting heavy losses. Mukden fell to Japan, a major, strategic victory. The battle cost both sides nearly 160,000 casualties. The scale of slaughter foreshadowed the horrors of future wars. Industrial warfare had arrived. While armies clashed on land, the war's fate was sealed at sea. With its Pacific fleet destroyed, Russia sent its Baltic fleet on an epic 18,000-mile journey to challenge Japan. The voyage was plagued by breakdowns, low morale, and logistical nightmares. Admiral Togo, prepared and informed by wireless intelligence, waited in the Tsushima Strait. On May 27, 1905, the fleets met. Togo executed the legendary crossing the T maneuver, unleashing devastating broadsides. Japanese gunnery and explosive shells tore through the Russian ships. The Russian fleet was annihilated. Only 3 ships escaped out of 38. Japan lost just 3 torpedo boats. The Battle of Tsushima was one of history's most one-sided naval victories. Russia's last hope vanished. The Tsar was forced to sue for peace. The world saw the dawn of modern naval warfare. Speed, training, and technology now ruled the seas. The balance of power had shifted. The Russo-Japanese War stunned the world. For the first time, an Asian nation had defeated a major European power. The myth of Western invincibility was shattered. Military observers saw the future. Trenches, machine guns, and mass armies made old tactics obsolete. The siege of Port Arthur and the slaughter at Mukden revealed the horrors of industrial warfare. At sea, Tsushima proved that modern battleships, speed and gunnery were decisive. New technologies, torpedoes, mines, wireless radio, changed the rules. The war sparked a global arms race and set the stage for World War I. The lessons were clear. Modern war would be massive, bloody, and won by those who could best mobilize industry and manpower. The world had been warned. The Russo-Japanese War was a laboratory of modern combat. Defensive firepower, machine guns, and rapid-firing artillery made old infantry charges suicidal. Battles became long, grinding struggles where logistics and industry mattered as much as tactics. Some military thinkers saw the need for new tactics and better coordination. At sea, Tsushima triggered a battleship arms race. Japan's victory inspired nationalist movements across Asia, yet many European generals dismissed the lessons, blaming Russian incompetence or Japanese fanaticism. They clung to outdated ideas of offensive spirit and bayonet charges. When World War I erupted, they repeated the same mistakes, sending men into machine gun fire and trenches. The slaughter in Manchuria foreshadowed the horrors of the Western Front. The lessons of 1905 were written in blood, but too often ignored. The prophecy of modern war had been delivered, and Europe failed to listen.